Okay, welcome. We're playing the 1976 replay. We are at Oakland Alameda County Stadium. It's the Yanks against the A's. It's going to be Jim Catfish Hunter, who was 17-15 with a 3.53 ERA, against Mike the Bear Torres, 16-12 with a 2.50 ERA, so pretty dominant. Actually, Catfish pitched almost 300 innings, 298, compared to Torres's 266. Torres did have 3 more games started than Hunter, so that's interesting. Torres is an A pitcher, whereas Hunter is a B pitcher. And there's about a little bit more than a run that separates both these pitchers, so as it stands, Mike Torres has the advantage. We're going to get started. Torres is going to face Mickey Rivers, Roy White, and Thurman Munson. We are going back to 1976, the bicentennial year. It's a full house here in Oakland, and we're ready to roll. Let's go APBA basic. And that's going to be line base hit for Mickey Rivers, who is always a threat to steal. And Torres throws over a couple of times, and back quickly is Rivers. And Torres sets, and there goes Rivers. And Haney's throw is not in time. Stolen base for Mick the Quick, and it's Roy White. And that's going to be potentially extra bases. That's hammered to left. And that's going to roll all the way to the wall, and hustling after it in left field is Rudy. Joe Rudy gets it in quickly. Rivers comes around to score, and Roy White is into second with an RBI double. Yanks are up 1-0. Thurman Munson now with Roy White at second takes his lead. Here's the pitch, and it's popped up. That's going to be the shortstop, Campaneris. He calls it and makes the catch. Chris Chambliss. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs now. And it's Oscar O. Gamble. 17 home runs and 232 batting average in 76 with 340 at bats. And that's swung on and grounded to the first baseman, who flips to Torres covering for the 3rd out. The Yanks pick up 1 run on 2 hits and lead it 1-0 going to the bottom of the 2nd. Now for the A's, a dynasty team. It's slowly coming apart here in 1976. And that's line base hit for Bill North. Bill North is a leadoff hitter, followed by Cesar Tovar, Joe Rudy, Don Baylor, Sal Bando, Dick Williams, Campaneris. Garner is playing second base, Phil Garner, and then I think it's Larry Haney, the catcher. So there's a few key ingredients from the big dynasty years for the A's that are missing. Reggie Jackson is one of them. He's been supplanted by Don Baylor. Don Baylor, a pretty good player in his own right. Here's the pitch to Baylor with a runner on first. To Tovar with a runner on first. And that's a hard hit ground ball right at Nettles, who goes to second, back to first. Double play. Joe Rudy now with 2 outs. And that's a swing and a miss. So we go to the top of the 2nd. 1-0 Yanks. It's going to be Lou Piniella. And that's a pop-up to the shortstop. Campy, 1 away. Ground ball, second baseman Garner. He feels it. 2 away. And that's going to be Willie Randolph, Slick Willie. That's popped up behind the plate. Haney's over. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd. 1-0 Yanks. It's going to be Baylor, Dom Baylor. That's a hit by pitch. Takes one in the shoulder. So Baylor's on at first. He's got good speed, stole 52 stolen bases. And that's going to be hammered into left field for a base hit single. To third goes Baylor. Bando is on at first. And now it's, I'm sorry, I said it was Dick Williams. It's Billy Williams. Billy Williams, 11 home runs, 211 batting average in about half the season. 351 at bats. He's from Whistler, Alabama. He's a lefty batter. And that's a 29 ball. It's going to be a strikeout for Hunter. Second strikeout and the first out of the game, of the bottom of the second. So one away now with runners on first and second. It's going to be Campy Campaneris. And 39. Oh, wait a second. 20. First and second. Wait a second. I'm sorry. Going back to that last play, it's a so 1-6-3 double play. So 1-6-3 double play. There's two outs now. And oh, it was first and third. Wait a second. No, it's a 1-3 ground out. So there's two outs. I'm sorry, there's one out. Got to make some corrections, guys. I'm sorry. I guess I'm still half asleep. Okay. So it's comeback. We're back to Hunter. That's the first out. First and third. Runner first and third, out of first, runner is second, others holds. Okay. Second and third now. It's Campaneris, and he rolled a 61, which is a 39, so I don't know what that's going to be about. Again, we've got to go to the charts. A lot of charts here. 39. Pop fly. Shortstop and left fielder collide. Runners advance one base. So it's going to be I guess it's going to be a sacrifice fly to the shortstop in short left field. Baylor scores. Bando moves to third. Two out. And both runners are all right. Two outs, 1-1. Bando's on at third, and it's Phil Garner. Phil Garner batted .261 with 8 home runs. And that ball is grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Around to score is Bando. RBI single for Garner. 2-1 A's. And it's the catcher, Larry Haney. .226 batter with no home runs. 33. It's a pop-up, and that's going to be Nettles on the left side calling for it for out number 3. But the A's pick up 2 runs here in the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third. It's A's 2, Yanks 1. Leading off for the Yanks is going to be the number 9 hitter, Jim Mason, batted .180 with 1 home run. He grounds the ball to Campaneris for out number 1. Next is going to be Mickey Rivers, who's 1 for 1 with a stolen base. And he pops up. This is Campaneris for the second out. And it's Roy White, who doubled home Rivers for the Yanks' only run. And he lifts the ball to left. Left field is Rudy. I believe that 76 is the last year Rudy is with the A's. We go to the bottom of the third now. It's 2-1 A's. Yeah, Joe Rudy moves to California, gets a big free agent contract in California. I think he has 1 or 2 above average years. And then that's pretty much it. He's hampered by injuries the rest of his career. It's going to be the top of the order for the A's here in the bottom of the third. And that's a ball. Oh, I'm sorry, a strike. And this one is grounded to shortstop Mason. Mason over to first, beats North by a step. He can really get down that line. Cesar Tovar, who at the end of his career is still considered a fast runner, and he lifts one to deep center field. Back goes River, and a nice running catch by Rivers. And it's Joe Rudy. And that's going to be here's the pitch to Rudy, and swung on and lined to left field for a base hit. So Joe Rudy's on with a single. He's 1 for 2 now. And it's Don Bailey, who was hit by a pitch in his first at bat. And that's going to be a 65. So that's a pop-up. That's behind the plate. Munson for the third out. So we go to the top of the fourth. 2-1 A's. Catfish Hunter against Mike Torres. 1976. That's grounded right at the second baseman Garner. Munson is out. Chambliss to Bando. Across the diamond, two-way. And that ball is a gapper. And that's going to roll to the wall. Hustling after it is North. Gets it in quickly. Gamble is on with a 2-out double. So Gamble in scoring position. Here's Sweet Lou Piniella. And that's lifted to right field. Back goes the right fielder Tovar and makes a nice running catch for the third out. The Yanks leave one, score none. Score still 2-1 A's going to the bottom of the fourth. So Sweet Lou hit it well, but Tovar made a nice running catch. Bando is up against Hunter. He lifts it to left field. It's Roy White there. He measures it one away. Next is Williams. And that's popped up behind the plate. Two out. And it's Campy Campaneris. That's ball 4. So Campy's on at first. In APBA, you can't steal by choice. You have to kind of wait until you roll the number 11. Sometimes the boards will give you a stolen base. And that's lifted to center. Mick the Quick is out there. He's under it for the third out. We go to the top of the fifth now. 2-1 A's. Pretty good game we have going here. For the Yanks in the top of the fifth, it's going to be Nettles leading off. Power hitter for the Yanks. Third baseman. Gold Glove third baseman with 32 home runs. And that's grounded right at the second baseman and booted. So Nettles is on with an E4. Randolph is up next. And he lifts it to right. Right fielder is Tovar. Out number 1. Mason is going to square to bunt. 39. I don't even think that's a successful bunt there. Crazy numbers on these guys. All right, 39. See what this comes out to be on a bunt. Catcher picks off the runner. Oh, my goodness. So he flails at the pitch, misses it. Catcher gets the ball, throws to first, doubles Nettles off for out number 2. So there's 2 outs, and it's still Mason batting. And that's going to be potentially extra bases for oh, no, it's not. Mason's going to stop at first. Thinking about going for 2, changed his mind. So 2 outs. Mason is at first, and here's Mick the Quick. He's 1 for 2. And he lifts it to left, and that's Joe Rudy. He measures it for the third out. We go to the bottom of the fifth, 2-1 A's. It's going to be Haney, the catcher. And that's a swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes. That's the second strikeout for Hunter. It's going to be Billy North. And that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 out now. And it's Cesar Tovar, who's 0 for 2, grounded into a double play and flied out. And here he grounds out to Mason. Mason across the diamond for the third out. Go to the top of the 6th. 2-1 A's. It's going to be Mick the Quick. I'm sorry. It's going to be Roy White. And that's a hard hit ball. That's to left field. No, I'm sorry, to right field. And that drops in for a single. So Roy White's on first. And there goes Roy White. And Munson grounds it to the second baseman. No chance for the double play since White was on the move. So there's one out now, and White, the tying run, is in scoring position. And that's lifted to center. Out there is Bill North. Measures it for the second out. And it's Oscar Gamble. Gamble's 1 for 2. He doubled last at bat. And he lifts one to deep right field. Back goes Tovar to the track and makes the catch for the third out. We go to the bottom of the 6th now. It's still 2-1 A's. It's going to be Rudy Baylor and Bando against Catfish Hunter. And that's lined base hit for Joe Rudy, his second hit. Joe Rudy batted .270 with 13 home runs. He's got 2 hits today. Don Baylor, 52 stolen bases, 15 home runs, .247 batting average. 61. And that's a 37, which is going to be... Hunter throws over to first, and they got Rudy. They picked him off for out number 1. So pick off on Joe Rudy, and Baylor's still at bat. And that's hit up the middle and through for a base hit. So Baylor is on with a single. Here's the pitch to Bando, and that's grounded right at the shortstop, who elects to go to first for out number 2. Baylor's on at second now. And it's Billy Williams, the designated hitter. And that's going to be looks like a pop-up. And it is. Second baseman calls for it. Randolph for the third out. So the A's lead 1, score none, and at the end of 6, it's 2-1 A's. Top of the 7th. It's going to be Gamble. I'm sorry, let me double check that. It's going to be Piniella, Nettles, and Randolph. So we're in the top of the 7th inning. It's going to be Piniella, Nettles, and Randolph facing Mike Torres. Torres won 16 games in 76 with a 2.50 ERA. Here's Sweet Lou Piniella. Sweet Lou Piniella is 0 for 2 on the day, and he gets a hold of this one. This may go in there for extra bases, and it does. And hustling around second is Piniella, and he's in to third with a stand-up triple. Lou Piniella triples to lead off the top of the 7th, and the tying run now is 90 feet away. It's going to be Greg Nettles with the infield in. The A's bring their infield in here in the top of the 7th. Greg Nettles against Mike Torres, the Bear, and that's hit on the ground to the second baseman. Second baseman is a 7. So that's going to be interesting. Second baseman is a 7. And with the infield in, it looks like Nettles is in a rundown. And they tag him out. Bando tags him out. It's a 4-2-5 rundown. And Pinella's out. Nettles is on it on a fielder's choice. So they get Piniella, who was on third base, trying to score on a grounder by Nettles. And Nettles makes it all the way to second base. Piniella stayed in that rundown long enough to get Piniella to second base. He knew he was a dead duck from the start on that one. Should have held up. So now Nettles is on second. It's going to be Willie Randolph, Slick Willie. Willie's 0 for 2. He popped up and flied out against Mike Torres. It's a 2-1 game. Yanks are trying to tie the game up here. 1 out, top of the 7th, runner on second, Willie Randolph. It's a 27. That's a hard hit ground ball right at Bando. He's going to look Nettles back to second for out number 2. And it looks like the Yanks are going to have a pinch hitter for the light hitting Mason. Torres is a righty, so Yanks are going to look for a lefty. Let's see if they can find a lefty here. It's going to be Rich Coggins. So Rich Coggins is going to bat. Rich Coggins batted 160 with 0 home runs. Here's the pitch, and that's ball 4. So Torres walks the pinch hitter, Coggins. So Coggins is on at first. Nettles is on at second. There's 2 outs. The A's are up 2-1. It's the top of the 7th inning. It's going to be Mick the Quick, who's 1 for 3. He stole a base and scored. Mason's gone. He's out. So the infield's back now. And with runners on first and second, 27. This will be a ground ball hit to Bando, and Bando goes to second for the force. And that's all. The Yanks leave 2, score none here. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 2-1 A's. In the bottom of the 7th, it's going to be Campy, Garner, and Haney. Here's the pitch from Hunter, and it's popped up. It's behind the plate. Munson. 1 away. Garner's up next. Garner is 1 for 2. Single home run in the 2nd inning. And that's lifted to left. Roy White a few steps over to his right for out number 2. And it's going to be Larry Haney. And that's going to be line drive base hit for Larry Haney. So Haney gets a hole in one and lines it. A frozen rope to left. So Haney's on at first. He's slow, so he's going to be moving station to station. It's going to be Bill North. Actually, you know what? We're going to give Haney the green light with Bill North up. And that's ball 2 on North. It's a 5 and a 6. That's popped up. And that's Randolph calling for it for the 3rd out. We go to the top of the 8th now, 2-1 A's. Pretty good ball game here. In the top of the 8th for the Yanks is going to be Roy White, Thurman Munson, and Chris Chambliss against Mike the Bear Torres. A 16-game winner with a 2.50 ERA, pitched 266 innings in 1976. Here's the pitch to White, and that's ball 4. So White is on with a walk. Munson now. And there goes White. And that's grounded, hard hit right at the shortstop. They won't have a chance for the double play thanks to the hit and run. And that's going to be an out. White moves to second. 1 away now. It's going to be Chris Chambliss with White at second base. And he lifts one to left field, and Rudy makes the catch. So there's 2 out. And it's going to be Oscar Gamble, who's 1 for 3. He doubled in the 4th inning. 2 outs. It's a 2-1 ball game. The A's are up. It's the top of the 8th. There's 2 outs. The tying run is at second in Roy White, who's a fast runner. And that's going to be popped up. And that's going to be Campaneris on the left side calling for it. And that's the 3rd out. So the Yanks leave 1 in scoring position here in the top of the 8th. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, and it's 2-1 A's. In the bottom of the 8th, we are going to see Tovar, Rudy, and Baylor against Jim Catfish Hunter. And that's lifted to left. Roy White is there, 1 away. Joe Rudy, who's 2 for 3 on the day, singled twice, and he lines it right at Rivers in center for out number 2. So Rudy's been hitting the ball well all day long. And it's Don Baylor. Don Baylor just passed away recently. And in '76, he hit 15 home runs but stole 52 bases. He later becomes a pretty impressive home run hitter. And I think his stolen base numbers kind of go in the opposite direction. As his home runs increase, his stolen bases decrease. Interesting. Here's the pitch to Baylor. And that is a 37. I don't even know what that is. 37. Let's look and see. 37. It's a strike. And that's lifted to left. Roy White, a few steps back, and squeezes it. So we go to the top of the 9th. Last licks for the Yanks. Piniella, Nettles, and Randolph. There's some action in the bullpen. Paul Lindblad is out there. I think by this point, Raleigh Fingers, I believe, is gone for the A's. No, I'm wrong. He's still here. Okay. So Raleigh Fingers and Paul Lindblad, the lefty and the righty, are both throwing in the bullpen. So they're ready to come in at any time. Leading off is going to be Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella is 1 for 3. He tripled, a leadoff triple in the 7th. The Yanks failed to bring him home. He ended up getting caught in a rundown. There's been a lot of bad luck for the Yanks in this game. And that's lifted to left. Joe Rudy, 1 away. Greg Nettles. Oh my goodness, almost there. And that's popped up. Campaneris for out number 2. And now it's Slick Willie. Willie's 0 for 3. And that's line base hit. Willie always a threat to steal. So a couple of throws over from Torres. And there goes Willie. Here's the throw from Haney. He's safe under the tag. So Willie Randolph singles and steals second. It's going to be Fred Stanley. Fred Stanley batted .238 with 1 home run. And it's going to be Raleigh Fingers coming in. Now Raleigh Fingers pitched 134 innings in 70 games. So it's going to be Fingers for Torres. He's going to face Chicken Stanley. So there he is, Raleigh Fingers. Take a look at his stats. 13 and 11, 20 saves, and a 2.47 ERA. Had 113 strikeouts in 134 innings. So here's the pitch to Stanley. And that's popped up. That's going to be it for the Yanks in this game, folks. That's popped up, and Phil Garner, makes the catch for the 3rd out. The Yanks manage but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits in this game against Mike Torres, who goes 8 2/3 to gets the victory. Hunter takes a loss, and that's going to be, let's look at Hunter's loss. I've got stats for Hunter here. Hunter doesn't get a lot of run support. Hey there, man. Yeah, it was a pretty good game. Who's this? Bob? Take a look at Hunter's stats up to this point. We have to add the loss here today. He went 8 innings in this one. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, 2 runs. Both runs are earned. There was a collision on one of those runs. Ended up being a sacrifice fly. Hunter strikes out 3 and walks 1. So he walks 1, strikes out 3. But Hunter's record right now is 2 wins and 4 losses. The Yanks dropped to their record at this point in our replay is going to be oh, wait a second. Okay. All right. They're going to be 14-7. I'm sorry, 13-7. 13-7 up to this point. And so Hunter gets another loss. And that's it for the game. The Yankees lose it 2-1. And that's all she wrote. So thanks for stopping by and checking it out. This is our 76 Yankee replay, the first season I ever rolled on a tabletop. Back in 1977, the summer of 77. I'm not sure if it was the summer or the winter. It's hard for me to remember that. But I know I did a lot of rolling locked in my room. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, I barricaded my room. I wouldn't come out very much. I'd get dinner sent to me about 8 or 9, and I'd roll until 2 or 3 in the morning. Kept a thick marble, a blue marble notebook with all the stats. I had the schedule. I think I pulled it out of somewhere. I'm not sure if it was sporting. I think it was the Baseball Digest or something like that. I had the schedule, so I played the actual schedule, except I kept on pulling the top 3 pitchers every time I faced a team from the yellow APBA roster sheet, and they put them in order of starts and innings pitched and so forth. So they were usually the best starters. So my Yankees had really depressed batting averages because they were always facing the top 3 best starters on every team. And I was not aware of that, and I played the whole season. No, did you? That's funny, man. That's crazy. So anyway, I played the whole season, and after 60 games, after 90 games, after 120 games, I'm looking at all the batting averages, and they're all hovering around 200. Everybody's at the Mendoza line, saying, what's going on? And I would read more about APBA and the ads and so on, and it would say, yeah, we recreate actual stats. And then I would read stuff in the APBA news. What was that called again? APBA Corner or something like that. And it would these guys would tell about the seasons that they replayed and how all these stats, the averages and the home runs were so close to what it actually was. And I'd be like, man, what's going on? It plays like a real game, but my batting average are all around 200. Why? Mickey Rivers hit 312, Munson hit 302 or 305 or something like that. Why is everybody batting around 200? I couldn't figure it out. Until I think a year or 2 after, I finally said, you know what? They needed to face some deep pitchers every so often. So actually what I'm doing in this replay, I'm playing the actual stats. Now, so that's what we're doing here. Yep. So anyway, that's my story. And I'm playing the actual lineups, the actual pitching rotations and so on. So they'll get a combination of top quality pitchers and lower quality pitchers. But I'll be honest with you, I'm noticing here in 76, man, it's a lot of great pitchers. Like, they're facing teams and facing 3 Bs or an A and 2 Bs, you know. So that's all she wrote. I'll probably broadcast another game later. I'm going to finish up this series and get the stats in. And that's all. All right, so thanks for stopping by and commenting. And the Yanks lose this one by a score of 2-1. They're 13-7 now in the season. We're going to play one more game with the A's. It's going to be Glenn Abbott, a D pitcher, against Doc Ellis, who is having a pretty good season. Doc Ellis is 2-2. Well, it's an okay season, I guess. 2-2. He got beat up in the first game, and then in the last game gave up 5 runs. So he's going to face the A's now. So let's see what happens. Take care.